Winners in 10 of their last 11. First place in the National League West. The Giants are playing the brand of baseball everyone envisioned at the start of the year. And now, to keep things rolling, Johnny Cueto gets the ball tonight against the same team he dominated last week in San Diego. Giants Padres, and it's coming up next. Monday Night Baseball here at AT&T Park as we come to you from the corner of 3rd and King, game 1 of this 3-game series, Padres and Giants. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Krukow. Well, the Giants ended up taking 2 out of 3 from the Cubs, winning Saturday and Sunday. Great pitching, and really that's what it's been all about. Great starting pitching. And tonight, one of those guys that has been pitching just fabulously is Johnny Cueto.
Well, every time he's gone out there, with the exception of one time, and then we're talking 9 starts, the Giants have won. They're 8-1 when he goes out there. He's 6-1 by himself. But, you know, it's more than that. If you look on paper, you say, all right, the Giants are on a roll right now. Plus, they just got through sweeping the Padres in San Diego. And yesterday, the San Diego Padres played 17 innings and got beat. You figure they're tired. This is going to be an easy win. Not so fast, my friend. This is the big leagues, and they're going to come Johnny Cueto hard because they don't like being owned by anybody. He's owned them, and tonight they're going to try and prove different. The Giants will have something to say about it.
Third game in a row, no Hunter Pence, Gregor Blanco against the lefty in right field. All right, stay tuned. We'll take you to our CSN Bay Area studios for an update, and we'll do that right after this.
Brought to you by Jack in the Box. Taste the Baconlicious Sourdough Bacon Ranch Combo, only at Jack in the Box. And by Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places.
After taking 2 of 3 from the Chicago Cubs, your San Francisco Giants welcome in division rivals, the San Diego Padres, for a 3-game series. And Johnny Cueto is going to be on the hill this evening for San Francisco. Welcome back to our broadcast. I'm Amy Gutierrez. And how about the Giants' stellar starting pitching? Wow, getting it done on the mound and At the plate Saturday, Matt Cain with the win, and he snapped a 46 at-bat hitless streak with a 2-run double. And then the next day, Madison Bumgarner doing what he does. He throws well, he hits well. His performance is our T-Mobile greater coverage of baseball. He went 7 2/3 innings. He gave up no runs, struck out 6, and his RBI double was the only run of the game, and he became the 4th Giants pitcher since 1920. That's when RBI became an official stat, to drive in the only run for a 1-0 victory. And the last time that happened, all the way back in 2000, Russ Ortiz driving in the only run for a victory over the Brewers. How good have the starters been at the plate? Your San Francisco Giants lead the majors, starting pitchers lead the majors with 14 RBI. Can you say pitchers who rake? The Giants sure can. Johnny Cueto on the hill tonight. Game 1 against the Padres. Lineups, first pitch, Crook and Kite, all coming your way. Stay with us.
Add Jack in the Box. And by Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places.
After taking 2 of 3 from the Chicago Cubs, your San Francisco Giants welcome in division rivals, the San Diego Padres, for a 3-game series. And Johnny Cueto is going to be on the hill this evening for San Francisco. Welcome back to our broadcast. I'm Amy Gutierrez. And how about the Giants' stellar starting pitching? Wow, getting it done on the mound and at the plate Saturday. Matt Cain with the win, and he snapped a 46 at-bat hitless streak with a 2-run double. And then the next day, Madison Bumgarner doing what he does. He throws well, he hits well. His performance is our T-Mobile greater coverage of baseball. He went 7 2/3 innings. He gave up no runs, struck out 6, and his RBI double was the only run of the game, and he became the 4th Giants pitcher since 1920. That's when RBI became an official stat, to drive in the only run for a 1-0 victory. And the last time that happened, all the way back in 2000, Russ Ortiz driving in the only run for a victory over the Brewers. How good have the starters been at the plate? Your San Francisco Giants lead the majors, starting pitchers lead the majors with 14.
And by Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places.
After taking 2 of 3 from the Chicago Cubs, your San Francisco Giants welcome in division rivals, the San Diego Padres, for a 3-game series. And Johnny Cueto is going to be on the hill this evening for San Francisco. Welcome back to our broadcast. I'm Amy Gutierrez. And how about the Giants' stellar starting pitching? Wow, getting it done on the mound and at the plate Saturday. Matt Cain with the win, and he snapped a 46 at-bat hitless streak with a 2-run double. And then the next day, Madison Bumgarner doing what he does. He throws well, he hits well. His performance is our T-Mobile greater coverage of baseball. He went 7 2/3 innings. He gave up no runs, struck out 6, and his RBI double was the only run of the game, and he became the 4th Giants pitcher since 1920. That's when RBI became an official stat, to drive in the only run for a 1-0 victory. And the last time that happened, all the way back in 2000, Russ Ortiz driving in the only run for a victory over the Brewers. How good have the starters been at the plate? Your San Francisco Giants lead the majors, starting pitchers lead the majors with 14 RBI. Can you say pitchers who rake? The Giants sure can. Johnny Cueto on the hill tonight. Game 1 against the Padres. Lineups, first pitch, crook and kite, all coming your way. Stay with us.
Cueto. Our game time weather is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is open daily starting Friday, May 27th. 59 degrees here. Seems a lot colder than that, mainly because it's brisk, 12 miles per hour. Those are the winds. Humidity at 74%, and it is overcast. Lineup that'll be facing Johnny Cueto, a familiar one. We just saw the Padres about 5 days ago. It'll be Jay to lead things off. His numbers are big against Cueto, followed by Upton, Kemp, and then Wallace. Myers is going to hit in the 5th slot. Then Norris, Ramirez, and Amarista. And pitching and batting 9th is Drew Pomeranz.
On the hill tonight for the Giants will be Johnny Cueto. Johnny Cueto, 5'11", 220-pounder. He's 30 years old in his 9th year at the big league level. In 9 starts this year, the Giants are 8-1. He is 6-1 with a 2.70 ERA. And look at the strikeout walk ratio, 61 strikeouts against 12 walks. He has been really sensational since he's put on the Giants uniform. How does he do it? With a fastball that'll go to 90 to 95 miles per hour, depending on the grip and the situation. Most of his high velocity fastballs will be in 2-strike counts. He's got a slider, changeup, curveball. I mean, he'll throw a lot of things at you from a lot of different windups. Let's take a look at the defense playing behind Cueto tonight. Starting in the Giants outfield will be Pagan, Span, and Blanco, with Hunter Pence getting another day. Crawford, Duffy on the left side of the infield. Tomlinson, Belt on the right side, with Joe Panic getting a day off. And Buster Posey, he'll be in the squad putting down the signs.
And the pitch to John Jay to open up the ball game, and it's lifted to left. Pagano's over by the seats, and he reaches in, and he cannot come up with it. So we get started a minute early. And it's no balls and a strike to John Jay, hitting at 276. And he rolls this one to Kelby Tomlinson, and that's how this game gets started with a 4-3 putout.
All right, time for our Nissan keys of the game. And for Johnny Cueto, there's two guys in this Padres lineup that really give him fits. John Jay, he's one of them. He just made it out. The other one, Alexi Ramirez, who's had great lifetime numbers, and how he controls those are certainly a key. And for the Giants, continue their spectacular defense. It has just been showcase defense every night. Keep it up. Those are our Nissan keys to the game.
Here's Upton. Upton takes a strike on the outside corner. No balls and one strike. Home plate umpire Marty Foster. Mike Malinsky, Mike Winters, Mark Wegner. A lot of Martys and Mikes and Marks. On the ground to Crawford. Crawford backs up to get a better hop. 2 down.
For Johnny Cueto, let's take a look at how he uses his fastball, his cutter. So 76% of the time it's going to be something hard. And then he'll mix in a curveball, slider, and a changeup from 3 different windups. And the thing about it, even though you see 2% of the time he throws that curveball, they're hitting $143 against it, and he'll throw it bases loaded, 2 outs, tie score. I mean, he doesn't care. He just is fearless. Against these Padres lifetime, Johnny Cueto 6-3 with a 3.04 ERA.
And Kemp takes a strike. Kemp had a rough day yesterday.
He's got a rough spell going. He was 0 for 7 yesterday. He's got an 0 for 20 going coming into this at bat.
On the ground to Duffy. Duffy will take his time, and that'll end the inning. A 7-pitch inning to open it up for Johnny Cueto. Span, Tomlinson, Duffy coming up. And the lineup that'll be facing Drew Pomeranz. Span will lead it off, followed by Tomlinson, Duffy, and then Buster Posey. Angel Pagan. Angel will hit in the 5th slot. Then it's Belt. Crawford, who's hitting .255. You see his numbers against the Padres. Hit a couple of big home runs against them in San Diego. Blanco will hit 8th, and then Cueto, he will hit 9th.
On the hill tonight for the San Diego Padres will be the left-hander Drew Pomeranz, 6'6", 240-pounder in his 4th year at the big league level. He's 27 years old, and this is what he has done. I mean, he's been outstanding in 8 starts, despite a 1.96 ERA, 4-4 with his win-loss record. And when you take your bats against him, you're going to see a low to mid-90s fastball, more lows than mids. But he'll sink and cut that fastball with an outstanding curveball, one of the best in the division. He'll also throw a changeup at you. And lifetime against the Giants, 1-4 with a 5.51 ERA.
So Span will lead it off. 259 for Denard Span with a home run. 16 driven in, and he takes wide. 1 ball and no strikes. 2 for 5. Those are his numbers against Pomeranz. Not a lot of body of work against Pomeranz, and not many of these Giants do. as this is popped to shallow left field. It's going to be a play by Wallace, who makes an over-the-shoulder basket catch.
Wow, nice play. Let's take a look at that Padres defense playing behind Drew Pomeranz. In the outfield will be Upton, Jay, and Kemp. It's a good outfield. Great arms on the corners with Upton and Kemp. Ramirez and Wallace on the left side of the infield. Amarista and Myers on the right side. Derek Norris, he'll be in the squad, putting down the signs. And let's take a look at that fine play from Brett Wallace, a local guy. We'll come back to that. All right, here's the play. I got it. I got it. And this is our Toyota Exmo. It's brought to you by your local Toyota dealers.
Tomlinson took a low strike. It's 0-1. And he shoots this one foul. It's 0-2.
You're going to see a lot of low strikes with Marty Foster. He's a low ball umpire, but he's very steady. What you get in the first inning, you're pretty much going to get the whole 9. And you have to earn your corners. You got to show him you can throw some strikes, but he'll give a little.
And a base hit to right field for Tomlinson. He can hit. He didn't really overswing. He just kind of does what he needs to do.
Well, it's almost like he's playing Pepper. And I don't care how much you think you're going to jam him. It's tough to do. Watch the elbows bend through the swing. Talk about how small of a load he has. His hands stay very still. Just as quick a swing as we've seen come out of the Giants organization in a long time.
Here's Duffy hitting .238, a couple of home runs, 11 driven in, and he takes a called strike. Duffy 1 hit in 6 at bats in his career against Pomeranz. Tomlinson's got 4 steals on the year, inching off, and Duffy takes another strike.
It's that curveball we're talking about. The thing about Pomeranz with that big curveball, if you're hitting from the right side, you've got to stay on it because it has big break and it's late, and he has great command with it. He can go corner in, corner out. He'll bounce it on home when he wants to.
Duffy takes that pitch down low.
And the curveball really has been a story. I mean, last season 35%, 31% curveballs. This year 42%. Look at the league hitting 157. Last year they hit 255. So he's tightened up that pitch and has really become one of his big weapons. And he's basically a fastball curveball pitcher. I mean, 90% of the time that's what you're going to see.
So Tomlinson being checked on. Dodgers hosting the Reds tonight. It's a start for Clayton Kershaw. You've heard of that guy?
Yeah, I think I have.
Target in, and Duffy shoots it foul and out of play. Buster Posey to follow. Bottom of the first inning here at AT&T Park on a Monday night. Pomeranz throws, and there's a little weak ground ball into right field. Unbelievable. Matt Duffy thinking life is good.
Well, it's interesting that they had Amarista, the second baseman, covering because of how they played the defense against Duffy, anticipating that he's going to hit to the right side of the infield. There's the knuckle curve. And with Tomlinson going on the play, Amarista vacates second base over to cover. And this is a thing.
What do you think? Pomeranz thought that maybe he had a double play ball when it left the bat.
That's exactly what he's thinking.
Here's Buster Posey. See Buster's numbers at .268 with 5 home runs, 17 runs batted in. Of all of these Giants hitters against Pomeranz, Buster Posey's got the best numbers. He's 6 for 10 with a couple of home runs.
Yeah, those are good numbers. Great numbers.
Inside corner strike.
And what we saw from Posey in the Cubs series was a pretty consistent foundation. His lower body was not getting fooled. He was really starting to get his hips into swings and driving the ball better than we've seen in the previous couple weeks.
See the way the defense is set up. Maybe the only player really out of double play position is Ramirez, who's playing Posey more towards the hole. And Posey rolls it foul. It's 1-2. Mike mentioned the long game, 17 innings yesterday between the Dodgers and the Padres. And the Dodgers need to win that game. Otherwise, they would have been swept in that 3-game series.
Yeah, the Padres had 2 walk-off victories Friday and Saturday.
Posey fouls that pitch out of play. One of the most exciting plays you'll ever see was the walk-off win on Friday. A walk-off walk.
Well,
Practice that walk-off call.
hey, it worked.
Duffy back. Tomlinson, good speed at third. Duffy runs well at first. It's 1-2 to Buster Posey. And now they've got Duffy picked off. Tomlinson's got to make a choice here. And they got him. And this one is going to really bother Matt Duffy.
Well, this is something you can't do with Buster Posey with the type of numbers he's had lifetime against Pomeranz, and a runner at third base with less than 2 outs. I mean, it's just a big mistake. You run yourself out of a big inning. So now Buster Posey going to try and pick up Matt Duffy here. A base hit would allow the Giants to forget that play, but it's not a good play.
Pulled foul. I can't imagine that it was a hit and run. I'm sure it wasn't. You're not going to have Buster Posey hit and run with 2 strikes. So that was all on Matt Duffy on a straight steal.
Well, he's got the green light. If he feels like he has a good jump, he can go anytime he wants.
Nice play by Norris, 2-2.
But having said that, I mean, you cannot get picked off.
Two and two. Got him, and that'll end the inning. Opportunity wasted. Second inning coming up. No score.
Bay Area is brought to you by AAA. Get a free Giants all-season blanket. Restrictions apply. Go to AAA.com/Giants or to a AAA branch for details.
The Boardroom is AT&T Park's newest high-end entertainment and event venue. It's located on the Oracle Suite level. For more information or to book your next event in the Boardroom, please contact the Giants executive today at 415-972-2298. 0-1 to Brett Wallace. Wallace hitting at .213. Came off the bench. Really hurt the Giants coming off the bench. Now he finds himself looking like he's going to play a lot, with a starting job maybe at third. Swing and a foul off of Buster Posey right to Will Myers, who makes a nice play.
Well, Wallace has got some strength in that bat head. I mean, he can hit the ball out any ballpark.
Here's the 1-2 delivery. Got him. Amy G is here on this cool, windy night. Amy?
All right, you guys know better than everyone. Every win feels good, right? But when you take 2 out of 3 from the best team in baseball, the Chicago Cubs, it feels really good. Madison Bumgarner saying that it felt like a playoff atmosphere. He also, gentlemen, changed his warm-up song back to Fire on the Mountain by the Marshall Tucker Band. And Javi Lopez put it really well when he said, you want to prove yourself against the best. They're the best right now, and there's a lot of passion in those outs. Big series win against the Cubs, guys.
Indeed. Here's Myers, who swings and taps one back to Johnny Cueto. 2 outs.
Yeah, we talked about the Padres in their 17-inning game yesterday with the Dodgers. Now, you played in those as a player. What are your legs like the next day?
Yeah, well, you're just really glad that, one, it's not a day game, where you hopefully you can get off your feet. But really, for the Padres, they had to get on a plane, and they had to travel after that game. But I always felt like when I was playing against a team that went through that, they're dangerous. I mean, they may be tired, but they're dangerous.
Well, they're relaxed, and they are united in one train of thought. Just missed a bit outside. But it's, it's part of the game. I mean, you know going into the season you're going to have a couple of those. You're going to have some games where you have long rain delays. And yesterday, getaway day, Sunday, Colorado and Pittsburgh, they played the first inning. Rain came. They waited 3 hours and 40 minutes.
Unbelievable.
And then they called it. And you could finish the rest of the story about the luggage.
Well, yeah, you check out. You're going to go to the airport after the game, and what you have to do is get your luggage back off the equipment truck. Hopefully the hotel you're staying in didn't have a convention come in after you left or your team left. You got to go back.
That's a logistical nightmare, and for traveling directors of travel, it's
a foul.
It's a rough day. But you're going to get some of those. It's just part of it. No team goes 6 months without a rough 5.5 hour game or a long rain delay or 2 or 3.
Out of play down the right field line.
And the point you make about playing teams that just got through playing 5.5 hours, they're dangerous. You can't think you have an edge at this level.
They're playing like they got nothing to lose. And another foul. Derek Norris is hitting 177, but in this at bat, he's like 3 for 5 with foul balls.
He's trying to hit for the cycle right now. 0 for 10 lifetime against Cueto with 2 strikeouts.
Crawford's going to get this behind the bag. His throw got him. Giants are playing some defense here at AT&T Park on this homestand. It remains 0-0.
On CSN Bay Area is brought to you locally by Energy Upgrade California. It's easy to stay golden at energyupgradeca.org.
Okay, fans, next time you want to grab Giant seats, get the StubHub app. Not only will you find seats you love, whenever you want, you can find the best seat for your buck when you sort by best value. So get the StubHub app today.
So the San Mateo Bridge, there it is. The high span.
I like bridges.
Here's Pagan. Pagan takes outside for a ball, 1-0.
I do. I like seeing the bridge from afar. I like to be on the bridge. I like everything about him, going under the bridge.
Coming over is Myers, and he's going to make the catch. That's a new one for me.
Yeah, I like bridges.
Did not know that. I'm shocked. We were on the Newlywed game. I'd have lost on that one.
That's right. And if you like bridges, this is a pretty good place to live. There's some of the most spectacular bridges on the planet.
Here's Belt. Belt rolls this one right to where Wallace is playing, so that's a 5-3 putout.
Golden Gate Bridge. Yeah.
Think those are apartments under there that you can rent? Probably not.
No.
That's Treasure Island.
That's the eastern span of the Bay Bridge. The new addition.
I always thought Treasure Island was a really good spot for 49ers Stadium. Come on, why not?
I agree. Hey, they built that thing for a World's Fair.
Crawford with a healthy rip. It's 1 ball and 1 strike.
And just outside the ballpark on the right field side, you've got the left-field dual bridge.
Yeah. They named a bar after that bridge. On the ground to short. Ramirez in the dirt. Myers digs it out. 6 pitches for Pomeranz. 3rd inning coming up. Moving along. 0-0.
San Mateo.
All season long, CSN is celebrating Mike Kruko's 20-win season by sponsoring the commemorative bobblehead given away here at the park on Sunday, August 28th. Our McDonald's True Stories goes back 30 years ago yesterday when Mike picked up his 6th win of the '86 season by pitching the Giants to a 10-2 win over Dwight Gooden and the Mets at the Stick. My partner gave up 2 hits, struck out 5 in 8 innings, and it was the first of 4 times Mike beat the eventual world champs in 1986. Congratulations. I knew that, though. 1 ball and 1 strike to Alexei Ramirez. Remember what Cueto said in the paper the day after he beat the Padres? He said, I figured out Alexei Ramirez.
Well, I mean, prior to the game in San Diego, the numbers that Ramirez had against Cueto were alarming.
And I think he had a hit or 2 off of him, but he was basically talking about, I think, the last at bat or the last 2 at bats.
I mean, 10 for 17 with a home run and a couple doubles. That's big time ownage.
Got him.
Go back the last 2 starts that Cueto has had, and against the Padres, 2 complete game victories. He's given up 1 run in 18 innings. He's walked 3. He struck out 19. That is ownage.
Ramirez went 1 for 3, Mike, in that game against Cueto, and that 1 hit came in his first at bat.
Yeah, it was an RBI single, and that would be it. He would score no more.
2 Alexis in a row, Ramirez and now Amarista, and it's likely that at some point in this game I'm going to get both of those guys confused with the other.
Well, that's the first time I've ever seen 2 Alexis in the same lineup.
So that's my disclaimer. Out of play.
We've seen 3 Brandons in the lineup. We've never seen 2 Alexis.
Back to back.
And back to back, no doubt.
Hit out to Blanco in right center field. Blanco waving Spanoff, who is 100 yards away from him, and he makes the catch.
Well, last Wednesday, Johnny Cueto went the distance, and he was masterful in how he mixed his pitches, how he mixed his rhythm with his delivery out of the windup, and he just put on a clinic. It was quite a night for Johnny Cueto.
Here's Pomeranz.
You know, and I've always felt that young pitchers, if they face the same team back-to-back starts, it's a disadvantage for young guys. But for pitchers, older pitchers especially, like Cueto, it's an advantage because he knows everything what's going on in a guy's swing. He's such a great reader of swings as it is. When you give him 2 back-to-back starts, that really plays into his hand.
Look out. Right into the Padre dugout with something on it. If it didn't get Kemp, it scared him. Got him. Ricochet. Got him, and that'll end the inning. 9 up, 9 down for Johnny Cueto. And for the Giants, Blanco Cueto spin coming up.
Baseball on CSN Bay Area is brought to you by Heffernan Insurance Brokers. Insurance and financial services for you and your business. Visit hefins.com.
Well, Giants fans, did you know that NBC Bay Area recently improved its over-the-air signal so more people can tune in with antennas? For instructions on how to rescan your TV, visit NBCBayArea.com/rescan. Check it out and tell a friend.
We go from bridges to tall buildings in a single bound. Just a beautiful city we live in.
It's a good one.
Although I've never seen a street that empty.
2nd Street.
I must have it blocked off. Here's Blanco. Blanco hitting .224. Bunt foul. I asked Bruce Bochy before the game. I said, so are you going to give Gregor a chance maybe to face a 4th or 5th starter this year? He goes, no. He's my guy. He said he's going to have to wear it this year. But he did feel bad for him. He said, yeah. He said, this is how it's happening for him. But the beauty of Gregor Blanco is he doesn't complain. He just takes his at-bats.
And he'll give you a good at-bat. He'll play outstanding defense in 3 positions in the outfield. Well, you had that assignment.
Oh yeah, fun, fun, fun. Yeah, it is fun. 3-1. Remember, Gregor Blanco was an invitee to Major League Camp. Would have been 2012. Made the team.
Well, he doesn't look like he's going to be giving up his spot anytime soon. And that's a significant walk right there to lead this inning off, because now with Cueto you can bunt him and hopefully get a productive out of him and set it up for the top of the lineup.
Cueto 2 for 22. Well, you never know what he's going to do. He may be showing bunt, but he may have some tricks up his sleeve.
From the third deck, right behind the sign, AT&T Park. And from that deck, you can look out across and see the Bay Bridge, Treasure Island, up the Embarcadero.
Watching Cueto bunt, and just want to see the form by Johnny Cueto.
Well, he's doing everything right. He's got the knees bent. He sets that bat right on the top of the strike zone. Ideally, if you set it high, if the ball's higher, you take it. The hardest ball to bunt is the high fastball across the letters.
Yeah.
That's when you pop up, and he did.
One ball and one strike. We would definitely like to send out our best to Ryan Vogelsong, who got hit in the face today while trying to hit. Jordan Lyles hit him, and they carted Ryan Vogelsong off. It was not a pretty sight. Cueto misses it. It's 1-2.
And you can imagine there was a lot of concern in the Giants clubhouse when one of their own and a really great Giant went down to injury, and we're keeping our fingers crossed, but he is in the hospital.
A couple of fractures, we're being told. 1-2 pitch. Here it is to Cueto, and he pulls the bat back. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The Pirates, and you mentioned the game, Pirates and Rockies got rained out yesterday, so they played the game today, an off day for both teams, and it was a 12:30 start. So you never know with those early starts if there was a glare or something was going on, but Vogelsong could not get out of the way. Good bunt. Job well done.
Job well done indeed. In that situation, runner at first base, you want that ball to go down the first base line, and to do it in a 2-strike count. I mean, it used to be something we'd point out if you could do it on the first pitch, but now you look back and say, well, gee, he got 5 pitches out of Pomeranz, and in the end he winds up laying down a perfect bunt. The Padres had no chance but to take the out of first.
And Johnny almost looked a little bit surprised that this ball went fair. He's like, oh. Nice job. Span popped out to Wallace in the first inning. Here he takes very high.
Look out.
Span takes a strike at the knees.
Good speed with Blanco at second.
Inside corner.
The cut fastball. Most of the fastballs that he has thrown tonight have had that cut on him. And he hasn't had as high velocity that we saw him have when we were in San Diego. And normally you're not going to be able to throw the cut as hard as, say, just a straight four-seam fastball.
Span pops it up. And it's out of play.
All right, time now for our Togo's big play the Togo's way. In yesterday's ninth inning, 1-0 ball game. Leadoff hitter, and Denard Span goes back and makes the play of the day. And that goes on to be the first out. And Santiago Casilla would have 2 quick outs after that to record the save and the victory. But that is our Togo's big play. That play right there was the play.
Blanco's going to go, and it's fouled down the left field line. I have to tell you that I was not feeling good about that ball once it left the bat.
Ben Zobrist, who hit the ball, had an incredible series with the bat. He was on fire. And that was a 2-strike count. And it was a pretty fat pitch. I think it was the only mistake that Casilla made the entire inning, but he jumped on it, and we thought initially it was going to be a home run, at least extra bases. And Span turned it into an out.
Span stays alive.
But that's how that whole series was played. Just one great play after another. And I'm talking both teams. That was as good a defensive series as we've seen.
Yeah. Blanco, who opened up the inning with the walks, at second. Tomlinson is on deck, and the 1-2, and Span takes in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes. But nice, clear night as we look out over the bay. Sometimes it can be a little bit hazy, but not tonight. That's as clear as you're going to get it.
And really a relatively calm night on the bay with the water. Last 3 days we've seen a lot of wind, and it's calmed down tonight.
Out of play again.
So run the pitch count up. The ballpark and the way that it was carrying during batting practice is pretty much what we see. I'd say about 80% of the time. Carries to center field. You'll get carry down the lines in left. Not a whole lot of carry to right field.
Three and 2. So this has been quite an at bat for Span.
Down on the count, and he worked it to where he's now got to see a pitch that should be in the strike zone. Fought off some nastiness, took some close pitches.
On the ground, kicking it around is Amarista. Everybody's safe. Here's our Geico quote on the Giants defense yesterday. Comes from Bruce Bochy. All day we kept making plays, and that's how you win games like that. And Denard Span said in a 1-zip game, the difference is 1 or 2 plays in the field. So it's actually our Geico quotes.
Well, Denard Span certainly answered the challenge. And for Santiago Casilla, I mean, it amped him up. And he went into another level after that. And he finished the game with 2 strikeouts after that great play that he made to get the first out.
Tomlinson, an RBI opportunity. And this is not going to work. So Tomlinson with a bunt, and he bunts it right to the first baseman.
Well, I understand what he was thinking. He was thinking if I could just push a bunt with his speed down to second base. He did not want that ball to be in the air, number one, and he didn't want to be fielded by the first baseman, number two. With Blanco's speed, it would have been an easy score if that ball could have found its way on the ground to second base.
Duffy with a slow roller into right field for a base hit in the first. And a called strike. It was the Padres. They really started to play Duffy, especially in the outfield, towards the line and right, and that's where Kemp is. There is no center fielder. This is a pop-up into the seats. It's a quick 0-2.
2 pitches, 2 curveballs, 2 strikes.
Used to be that you play a defense like that, then you'd never throw a hitter curveballs, ever. Not anymore.
Well, it used to be that you learned how to pitch into a defense. But now, with the way that they preset the defense, and if you see the numbers, and if you see the hit charts, it totally makes sense.
Target is in, and it is in. 1-2.
And for Matt Duffy, you see that 31 times in 39 at bats, he's hit the ball to center or to right field. And if you go back and look at the charts, not many of those hits to left field, 8, have been down the line. So they bunch him to right, they take away the gaps, and they play him like he's a left-handed pull hitter. Now, dramatically different was the defense that the Cubs used to defend against Duffy. They played him almost straight up.
Or make it 2-2.
But the Padres have bought into it. I mean, they are, I think, the most dramatic defensive preset team, at least in the National League West. We haven't seen all the teams in the National League yet, but in the West, it's not even close.
Out of play.
Giants trying to get this crowd into the game.
Got him. And that'll end the inning. Duffy strikes out. Giants waste another opportunity. It remains 0-0.
CSN Bay Area is brought to you by Clipper. For work, play, and all points between, use Clipper instead of cash to pay for transit.
Well, the Giants Insider Podcast is live on csnbayarea.com, and you can log on each week as Alex Pavlovich talks baseball. It's also available on iTunes. Check it out.
Top of the order, John Jay facing Johnny Cueto. Jay bounced out to Tomlinson to open up the ball game. Here he takes a strike. Randall Grichuk has just hit a walk-off against the Cubs. Cardinals win 4-3. Out of play, 0-2. Upton to follow. Look out as it kicks out into shallow left field for Angel Pagan. Abadesco, Louis Abadesco, down the third base line.
Baby Lou.
Hit on the ground to Belt. Belt gets the grass cutter. Let's check in with Amy G. Amy.
All right, guys, it is time for our Giant in the Community. It's sponsored by PG&E, and PG&E and Lucille, the Giants mascot, recently surprised Claire Killian, a senior from Casa Grande High School in You Got It, Petaluma, my alma mater, with a $100,000 college scholarship. Claire was one of 10 recipients of the PG&E Better Together STEM Scholarship. Now, she was chosen out of nearly 4,000 applicants. It was given to her based on community leadership, personal triumph, financial need, and academic achievement. Claire's heading to UCLA, but she'll always be a Casa Grande Gaucho. Go Claire. Dwayne.
All right, here's Upton who takes high. Kind of notice a little favoritism in Amy G's voice.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Total homer.
Kind of spit it out UCLA, but kind of hung in there really well with her.
She's a Casa Grande Gaucho.
Upton takes in tight, 2 balls and 1 strike. Kemp to follow. Tapped to Crawford, who charges, waits, gets it, throws it. 2 down. And that'll bring up Kemp. Kemp bounced out to Duffy in the first. 11 up, 11 down for Johnny Cueto.
Really mired in a slump right now. 0 for his last 21. And I mean, there are certain guys in the lineup, if they go 0 for 21, I mean, they can hide a little bit, but when you're batting third or fourth, you can't hide.
And there he breaks the 0-fer. And it's a 2-out hit and the first hit and base runner for the Padres.
That's probably what he went up there trying to do, go the opposite way. Usually you go 0 for 21 if you're a home run guy, you're pulling off the ball. 2-seam fastball coming back into him. He stays down nicely in this one. He doesn't try to do too much.
Wallace struck out looking in the second. Out of play.
Back in previous generations, there used to be days where there'd be scheduled doubleheaders, playing back to back, 30 minutes in between games. And a lot of guys that play both ends of it.
Well, if I would rather play him right after the other than wait. I mean,
Well, the day-night doubleheader, I think, is really hard on you physically. And that's what you have now. And there are no scheduled doubleheaders. I mean, doubleheader is what you get if you get a rain out, you're making it up. But it is hard on your legs if you're an everyday player. That's a long time to be out there on the field. And yesterday, the Padres, 17 innings. I think they had 6 guys that played all 17.
And that's rolled foul, 2-2.
One of which was the catcher, Bethancourt. Christian Bethancourt. I did not expect to see him in the lineup tonight after he caught 17.
Absolutely. Cueto knocks it down. He will pick it up, and that'll end the inning. Let's hope it did not hit his bare hand. It looked like it might have. Giants are coming up.
Locally by Energy Upgrade California. It's easy to stay golden at energyupgradeca.org.
Now join us for the Giant reunion on Saturday, June 11th, as we welcome back the 1986 team. Get to the park early. Special pregame celebration featuring Giants alumni. sfgiants.com/tickets. Some of the folks from that 86 team that'll be there: my partner, Will Clark, Vita Blue, Randy Kutcher, Jeffrey Leonard, Greg Minton, Harry Spillman, Roger Craig, many more. Bill Lasky.
Take a look at the play that ended it for the Padres. Looked like it caught a bit of the glove and then caromed off the chest of Johnny Cueto. That'd be a pretty nice play.
Here's Buster Posey. And Buster taps this one under the glove. Charged by Ramirez. His throw in the dirt, and they got him. Ramirez ends up making a nice play.
That's a backbreaker right there. And Ramirez is a long arm shortstop, and he needed every bit of the long arm here as he goes down to a bare hand, watches it into his hand. And a nice play in the back end from Will Myers, who dug it out. Gets his hands on it with his arm. He can get you out. Beautiful play.
Here's Pagan. Pagan popped out to Myers in the second inning. First pitch in tight, 1 ball and no strikes. On deck is Belt. Two balls, no strikes. Well, this one has the makings of just another one of those low-scoring games.
I'll get used to it. Giants without Hunter Pence tonight, who has still some tightness just at the base of his hamstring above the right knee. So they're going to give him one more day. Joe Panik had played 16 days in a row, so he's getting a day off tonight, scheduled day off.
Three and one. Giants will take a base runner any way they can. And 4 base runners, a couple of singles, a walk, and an error by Amarista. There's a line drive foul. Ricochets out to Melvin Upton. Giants bats, they have not been kicking it in. They're pretty quiet right now, and the Giants have won 10 out of 11. So it's been great pitching and just enough hitting. On the ground to third. Wallace has it. 2 outs.
Well, get up to the minute you're up with Today in the Bay. See news that's happening right now and weather and traffic every 10 minutes. Watch Today in the Bay weekdays starting at 4:30 a.m. on NBC Bay Area, Channel 11, Cable 3, and 703.
Sharks winning tonight. Belt on the ground, foul. So the Sharks now up 3-2, and they can close it all out at home. Oh, and 1 to Belt. Overshift is on for Belt, and Belt swings and misses, nothing in 2. 37th anniversary.
Hey, well, happy 37th. Nice going.
And they said it wouldn't last.
And that was their son.
Belt takes low. No swing on the appeal. 1 and 2. Belt bounced out 5-3. But that doesn't tell you the whole story. He did not bounce out to the left side of the diamond. Wallace is playing to the right of second base, and he's the third baseman. Yep, 5-3. It's your basic 5-3.
Yeah, it makes sense to me.
Belt on the ground. Myers kicks it around. It's right by the base. Myers is going to pick it up and step on first, and that'll end the inning. 5th inning coming up. 0-0. Giants beat the Cubs 1-0 at home. Well, it happened on July 18th at Candlestick in 1985. My partner threw 9 innings, 7 hits, no runs, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts. Jeffrey Leonard with a walk-off double in the 9th off of Lee Smith. It knocked in Chili Davis. Time of game, 2 hours, 33 minutes. 9,900 watched it. Dennis Eckersley started that game, and Mike also stole a base in that game.
Yep, stole a lot of those.
Here's Myers. You know, the beauty of our great game is if you're a former player, you don't forget stuff like that. I asked Mike before we came on after the commercial if he remembered it. He goes, yeah, it was July 18th, 1985. 1 out. Myers bounces out.
Well,
I mean, you knew the date.
Only because of the stolen base.
Here's Norris. Norris rolled the ball up the middle that Crawford made a really nice play on to throw him out. Foul. First base side. Rattles down into that party area, and it's 0-1.
I think Derek Norris has had really good swings against Cueto tonight. Very spirited first at bat. He wanted to ground it out to Brandon Crawford, but it was a good AB.
Swing and a miss. 0-2.
Perfect changeup. Starts his windup, gets on his back leg, just kind of holds it there, a little shimmy shake, and then whoop, here he comes. And there's the quick pitch.
1-2.
He makes it look so easy, and this is just not easy. When you're adjusting your rhythm, when you're trying to repeat your arm slot, and when you mess with your rhythm with your lower body, it's tough to throw a strike. And he not only throws a strike, but he pinpoints all of his pitches.
Does.
Both sides of the plate, he elevates when he wants to. I mean, he basically does what he wants to do.
In tight, 2-2. Hit on the ground towards the hole. Crawford on the back end. He sets, he throws, got him again. One to his left and this one to his right.
It really is an expression of how good this guy is when he goes to his right and how quickly he gets set up. And I'm not sure he had great footing when he planted that right leg. And just a very quick delivery to first base. And just get it close to Brandon Belt. And it's all she wrote.
One Brandon to another, and here's Alexi Ramirez. And he rolls this one to Duffy. Cueto with 3 ground balls this inning, and that's going to end the inning. For the Giants, Crawford, Blanco, Cueto coming up. Defense from Crawford at its best. 0-0.
is presented by authority of the San Francisco Giants and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of San Francisco Baseball Associates, LLC.
Well, Giants and Padres tomorrow night at Say Hey Tuesday. Pre-game live will start at 6:30. The game we'll have for you right at the top of the hour. The first 5,000 fans will come out to the ballpark. They're going to get a cheer card, and the Authentic Giants 500 fans, Authentic Giants fan beach blanket. Here's Crawford. Crawford takes a strike. Crawford bounced out to his opposite number. Alexi Ramirez. Here he takes high. 1 ball and 1 strike. There's that mighty rip by Crawford, and he fouls it back, and he had waited on a pitch to hit that was up, and he likes the ball up.
Yeah, he saw that curveball. It almost looked like he was looking for it the way that he waited on his back leg. It's a good mistake hitter, likes the ball up. He'll use the whole field, and he's got power to both sides of the field. Just a bit high.
Two and two.
You watch a guy who's been painting the whole night, and all of a sudden he uncorks one to the backstop. It does make you think, especially if you're in the batter's box.
3 and 2.
I mean, I don't think it's a bad idea to do that once a game, just for the heck of it.
Just to wing it.
Just to entertain your teammates on the bench.
Or throw a couple in your warm-up pitches.
Yep, those are for free. But if you could put a little bit of doubt in that guy's head who's in that batter's box, effective wildness is a good thing.
Crawford pops this one back, and Norris will come over, and it's out of play. Norris went right in that area where the on-deck circle can create all kinds of problems. And Gregor Blanco didn't have time to just clean it out for Norris, nor would he anyway.
No.
Got him.
Strikeout number 3 for Pomeranz. They're all swinging missed strike threes. And an outstanding 3-2 pitch. That from the same guy that 3 pitches earlier had thrown one up against the backstop. And he paints you with absolute knee-high accuracy in a 3-2 pitch at 92.
Blanco drew a walk in the 3rd. And he takes a pitch low. 1 ball and no strikes. There's a Gregor Blanco fan. Two balls and no strikes. That's a fair ball in the arcade. Great seats.
They are great seats.
Pomeranz wants a new baseball.
Guess who was at the ballpark, speaking of great seats?
Larry Bear.
Russ Stanley.
Come on.
Yeah, Russ Stanley, who had a big time surgery a couple months ago.
Here's Larry. Well, welcome back, Russ. Remember we told Russ he needed to get back. His office was turned into a party center.
Yeah. Well,
he texted us back and he heard what we said, and he basically said, well, what's new? And a strike to Blanco, 3-1. Well, good for Russ.
So he got to spend a half day. and they kicked him out. But I think he came in to see if anybody took his Pittsburgh Steelers stuff.
Yeah, that's true. And the walk. So Blanco walks for the second time.
Pomeranz not happy with himself. He's going to take a little walk out there on the mound.
We need to have Russ take a trip.
Well, when do we go to Pittsburgh?
Yeah, Pittsburgh or Miami. Here's Cueto. In at third is Wallace. Cueto with a good sacrifice bunt in the third. He's going to be asked to do it again here in the fifth. Maybe not, as he bounces this one foul. Well, if you can get infielders moving around, you could sneak a ground ball right into the outfield.
Well, Bruce Bochy has confidence that Johnny Cueto is going to make contact. You can't put a play on like that if you don't think the guy in the batter's box has got a chance to make some contact with the ball. Cueto doesn't have a great lifetime average, but we've watched the guy. I mean, he's very athletic. His batting practice is good. He's already had some big time at bats. He's a threat.
And if Pomeranz threw over there to see if Cueto was going to give away whether he was going to bunt or not, he did, unless he's just a sly one. And he bunts it foul. It's 0-2.
Giants batting practice at home will always start with the pitchers hitting, and the starting pitchers hit, and the only reliever that will hit in that group will be the long man, and the long man now is Albert Suarez. So you watch Samardzija and Bumgarner, Kane are good hitters. Cueto, good hitter. Peavy, good hitter. Well, Albert Suarez,
yeah, he can hit.
He can hit. And he's fits right in. I mean, with Bumgarner and Kane and Samardzija, those are three big fellas. Albert Suarez, 6'3", about 245. A big fella.
Most RBIs in the major leagues this year for the Giants pitching staff.
They have dramatically improved in that category. And it just seems like they've all been big RBIs too.
Cueto's bunt is a good one. And they got him. As Cueto is hustling down the line.
Well, he does it again. He gets some pitches out of Pomeranz. And in the end, in a two-strike count, he lays down absolute perfection to get the job done. So a one-out sacrifice is successful. Let's take a look at. I mean, that's a perfect bunt. Derek Norris makes a nice play. And Cueto, I mean, he can get down that line pretty well. And he stayed in the baseline too, veteran move.
Span 0 for 2, a long at bat in the third, and he reached on an error by Amarista. Here he takes low for a ball, 1 ball and no strikes. Reds and Dodgers, no score that game in LA in the 6th inning. Span on the ground up the middle. Amarista to his right, gloves it, throws it, and that's going to end the inning. 6th inning. 0-0.
On CSN Bay Area is brought to you by the Monterey Bay Aquarium. Submerge yourself at Monterey Bay Aquarium, .org/love. MontereyBayAquarium.org/love. Submerge.
No score. Here's Amarista, and then Pomeranz, who's not in the on-deck circle just yet, and then John Jay. One base runner for the Padres. That was a 2-out single by Kemp in the 4th. Little offense from both teams. There's a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. The next pitch for Johnny Cueto will be number 60. Right at belt. Let's check in with Amy G. Amy.
All right, gentlemen, a very special night here at the park as it marks the 23rd annual Until There's a Cure here at AT&T Park. The Giants posting their commitment to finding a cure for HIV and AIDS. 23 years ago in 1994, they were the first baseball team to commit to this cause. And tonight they're selling t-shirts, bracelets, and raffle tickets to raise money and awareness. And Hunter Pence is the ambassador Giant this year. He's wearing one of the bracelets to show support for this very important cause, gentlemen.
Yeah, we remember the very first one.
Colorado Rockies.
It was quite the deal at Candlestick Park.
And there was a fight.
One of the many fights on Until There's a Cure Day.
It was like the first 4 Until There's a Cure Day. There was always a fight. And the thing, there is irony in that before the game there was a ceremony, and it wound up with both teams coming out of their dugouts, walking out to center field, and basically intermingling and showing some fellowship as they embrace this serious illness. And the first 4 years after that, the teams fought every year.
Here's John Jay. 2 ground balls and a strike at the knees, and it's 0-1. One pitch to John Jay. Swing and a miss. 1-2.
Change up. How Johnny Cueto has got the Padres out tonight. 12 ground ball outs, 2 flyouts, 3 strikeouts.
Little flare. Crawford out, and Crawford will make the catch, and that'll end the inning. For the Giants, it'll be Tomlinson, Duffy, and Posey coming up.
TSN Bay Area is brought to you by Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places. By Kelly Moore Paints, celebrating 70 years as your neighborhood paint store. By Xfinity, X1 from Xfinity will change the way you experience TV.
Follow the Giants baseball live with MLB.com @bat. That's an app. Stay up to the moment at any moment with game day, live video highlights, and a lot more. Download MLB.com @bat, the #1 app for live baseball on your phone or tablet. Here's Tomlinson. Tomlinson, slow roller to Wallace, and Wallace will throw him out. Hey, the Gardens, it's a Hampton place.
Now it's really starting to grow in now. I mean, every April you get here, everything gets planted for the first time. And about mid-May, you start to see a real garden. Some rosemary, herbs, vegetables, fruits, everything.
Here's Duffy, 1 for 2, and Duffy takes a low. No runs on 1 hit for the Padres. No runs on 2 hits for the Giants. Duffy, a little pop-up out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike. Buster Posey on deck. Little roller to Pomeranz. 2 outs.
Yeah, that's not the first time we've seen that tonight. There have been a lot of swinging bunts. Guys just have not been able to wait on the off-speed stuff of Pomeranz. I mean, he's been fantastic. We've got ourselves a good old-fashioned duel here. Drew Pomeranz, Johnny Cueto have been spot on.
The Giants in this same matchup, Pomeranz and Cueto, this past Wednesday. Giants beat the Padres 2-1. And that's a bullet right at Wallace, and that's going to end the inning. A 5-pitch innings for Pomeranz. We will head to the 7th. It's 0-0.
It's brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. And we promised you a pitching duel tonight. How good have these two guys been? Very good. Just 3 hits between them. 2 for Pomeranz, 1 for Cueto. 3 strikeouts apiece, 2 walks from Pomeranz, and pitch count really has not been an issue for either one of them. But however, it's taken Pomeranz 85 pitches to get through 6, whereas Johnny Cueto a very stingy 66. The Giants with runners in scoring position tonight 0 for 5, and that is our Toyota game summary. It's brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. No score as we go to the top of the 7th.
Cueto will have to face the beef. It'll be Upton, Kemp, and Wallace. Those giveaways are the best.
Yeah, those they never get old. We'll be seeing those in the next 10 years. Simply because they work.
Yeah, they're very functional. Upton pops up the first pitch. Belk is going to wisely call out Posey because it's an easier play. 1 out. And here's Kemp. Bartolo Colon, still rolling, man. He beat the Nationals today.
Well, that's significant. His last start was against the Nationals in Washington, and they were hard on him. So he goes back home to New York and deals.
7 innings, 5 hits, 1 run, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts.
Did he get any hits?
And he went deep. No, 0 for 3, 3 strikeouts. Hitting .059.
Bingo.
But he's got a home run. There's a pitch down low to Kemp. Kemp has the only hit in the game for the Padres. I sent him a card, welcome to the 1 home run club, and he sent me a note back saying, I'm not done.
That's right. Well, he is the oldest player in the big leagues.
Kemp rolls it foul.
May have caught a piece of his foot. All right, let's see where it's got him. Oh, inside the knee. Left leg.
Ouch. Got him. 2-2.
Good high fastball above the hands, and every once in a while you're going to have a good miss. They set the target down and away. This goes up and in, and it winds up being a perfect pitch above the hands inside corner. And you go right back in there again if you want. Swings at 1, he'll swing at 2.
And this one fouls off the backstop right where Brett Wallace is waiting.
They tried to go front door and just nibble the inside corner. That leaked out a little bit, and a nothing ball game with a guy like Kemp who's got big time power. I mean, that was a pitch to hurt him. Pitch to hurt Johnny Cueto.
Got him.
Change up.
Well, check out the Giants Grad Pack. It's the perfect gift for a graduate this spring. 2 tickets to 2 Giants games plus a class of 2016 Giants cap with an orange tassel. Packs start as low as $39. sfgiants.com/mini packs.
4 strikeout. 2 swinging, 2 called strike 3s for Johnny Cueto.
$12 ground ball outs for Cueto.
Just has not allowed the Padres to hit many balls in the air tonight.
Overshift is on for Wallace. A bit high. 1 ball and 1 strike. It is Filipino Heritage Night. Those are the hats that were part of the package. And they're quite the good looking hat.
A lot of fun.
Swing and a miss. 1 and 2.
On the left side of those hats, they have the Filipino flag. It's always a great heritage night. so popular that the Giants had to have 2.
Cueto did the little dipsy-do before he threw that pitch. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two balls, 2 strikes. And Cueto is going to spear another one. And that's going to end the inning. Giants will send up Pagan, Belt, and Crawford. It remains 0-0. Comment. There's the Cueto clan.
Yeah, they're rocking it.
No score here in the bottom of the 7th. And for the Giants, it'll be Pagan, Belt, and Crawford facing Drew Pomeranz. 3 strikeouts and 2 walks, both walks to Gregor Blanco. First pitch is low to Pagan.
Giants have only been able to get that leadoff hitter on 1 time against Pomeranz, and he did it to himself. Leadoff walk to Gregor Blanco in the 3rd, and he could not be brought across the plate. Giants have had opportunities, and they've kind of made a couple of bad decisions and taken them out of scoring opportunities.
Three and 1. Pagan will take a walk.
Pomeranz wanted that curveball. A little too high for Marty Foster. He likes that pitch down around the knees.
And the walk.
So Pomeranz does it to himself again with a base on balls. He's had 3 walks tonight. They always say walks will haunt, but so far they haven't.
Overshift is on. Belt has bounced out twice. It's kind of odd. Here's a spot, Mike, where if you're Brett Wallace, you're going to have to be the guy turning the double play. And you're the third baseman.
And I don't know how many
work
of those,
on that?
I'm sure he's taken a couple of reps. You couldn't put this defense on if you haven't at least practiced a few turns.
I think that's the mistake you make with doing this. You almost have to switch Amarista and Wallace in this spot.
Well, it makes more sense.
See the outfield hits for Belt.
And he distributes that pretty equally around the field.
And that pitch is high. It's 2 balls and 1 strike.
Now, the point you make now, here's Amarista. He's the guy who's the normal second baseman. Now you have your third baseman set up to make a double play. If you flip those guys in their position, then it at least allows your second baseman to be familiar with the pivot.
Belt, who is not allergic to taking a walk. It's 3 balls and 1 strike. Three and 2.
Yeah, he realizes he swung a ball 4.
Yeah, he doesn't do that very often.
But you know, that high fastball, you're looking middle end to a fastball, and you see that so well when it's above your hands. And about halfway into the swing, he realizes that this is not a good idea.
It may be that Pagan's going to go. We'll see. He does not. Center field coming in hard is Jay, and Jay's going to make the running catch.
One thing John Jay does very well in center field is come in on the ball. In the games that we've seen him play this year against the Padres, or against the Giants rather, in a Padre uniform, he has had an opportunity to do this a lot. And that is one of his strengths. Good player.
So after the walk to Pagan, 3 left-handed hitters in a row. Belt just popped out, and here's Crawford. Crawford rolls it foul.
Just have not been many hard hit balls against Pomeranz. He's really kept the Giants off balance. For the most part of this evening, he has kept the ball off the sweet spot.
This will be pitch number 98 for Pomeranz. One ball and 1 strike. Down the left field line, out of play, 1 and 2. Strickland jogging down to the bullpen. This should be in case Cueto gets an at bat here in the 7th.
Next pitch for Pomeranz will be 100. Pitch count is not even a consideration for Johnny Cueto.
Crawford with a mighty cut and a foul back.
One thing that has happened in this game already, and given the fact that the Padres bullpen had to eat up 11 2/3 innings in yesterday's loss to the Dodgers, they needed their starter to go deep.
Yeah.
And Drew Pomeranz has done that for Andy Green, the skipper of the Padres.
Crawford stays alive.
And that's something Pomeranz knew going out there tonight. He needed a pitch. If he had a first or second inning wreck with giving up 5 or 6 runs, he was going to stay in the game. Through the lineup, he gets tougher as the night goes on. Third time through, guys hit 105 against him. That allows you to have an ERA under 2, which is what his ERA was coming into tonight's ball game.
Double fisted.
Yeah.
Been there. I've actually gone triple fisted. Bob. Crawford on the ground. Meyer steps on the bag. His throw to second will not be in time. Meyer's made a good play on one end, but he really should have made the play at second as well. So Crawford's retired and Blanco's going to hit.
Well, the Padres want to look at this play at second base. A little bit of a bobble here, and make sure he steps on the base to get the force. And that little bit of delay there, he looked at, and it didn't look like he got the bag at first with his right foot. They won't challenge this after they see the replay. So that little re-step right there, and that allowed the Giants to get a runner in scoring position.
Well, we'll see if this is going to get Cueto out of the game. They're going to walk Blanco intentionally.
Well, I think that Strickland was really a deke. And I think Andy Green is calling the bluff here. Because I don't see Bruce Bochy taking Johnny Cueto out of this game. Not the way he's pitched tonight. So Hunter Strickland.
Plus, I mean, when you think about it, Mike, when was the last time the Giants won a game 1-0 and the pitcher got the game-winning hit?
Yeah, well, yesterday by that guy. Madison Bumgarner, who was spectacular in yesterday's ball game against the Cubs. And it was his hit that made the difference. And now Johnny Cueto is going to get a chance to do the same.
This might be a spirited at bat.
Oh, it'll be a spirited at bat.
Well, Pagan on a base hit to the outfield is going to have to get a good jump because they're not playing deep at all.
I saw that Johnny Cueto fan giving signs up there to Johnny Cueto.
And a strike, and it's 0-1.
All right, let's see if we can interpret it. Okay, Johnny, you need to get a hit now. Thank you.
He's got the Cueto locks. Tap foul, 0-2. He was waiting on that breaking ball.
He was. Now the pitching staff, the starting rotation. Kane, Samardzija, Bumgarner. Right now they're rooting for their partner, Johnny Cueto.
Tap foul. He keeps throwing him that curveball.
Spirited.
One and two. Now we see bullpen activity for the Padres.
They tried to zip him with a little cut fastball. He didn't miss by a whole bunch, just a bit inside.
Got him, and that'll end the inning. Through 7, it remains 0-0.
Dose of goodness. It is brought to you by Eric's Deli Cafe. Matt and Chelsea Kane stepping up for a cause near and dear to their hearts. Guys, they're making a difference in the equestrian community, and they would love your support. The fans, come on out. They're issuing a challenge grant for Sunrise Horse Rescue. It's up in the North Bay. It's a facility dedicated to rehabilitating abused and neglected horses. The Canes, check it out. They're going to match your donation dollar for dollar up to $50,000. More info at sunrisehorserescue.org. Way to go, Matt and Chelsea, guys.
Matt and Chelsea Kane. What a great group to be a part of, as Myers is going to lead things off. Myers, who likes the first pitch except for that one. And it's 1 ball and no strikes. He's bounced out twice. Norris to follow, and then Alexi Ramirez. 2 balls and no strikes. Cueto has to come in, and he does.
It looked like Will Myers was taking that pitch all the way.
He did. Myers skies one to left. Pagan over. Pagan there. Pagan makes the catch.
Well, Brandon Crawford has taken away a couple of knocks from Derek Norris tonight. There's one when he went to his left, and here going to his right, getting set up quickly. And the end makes it look like a routine play, which it was anything but. So Derek Norris, I'm sure, stepping to the batter's box right now, not feeling a whole lot of love for the glove of Brandon Crawford.
Norris in his 3rd at bat. Takes a called strike.
No love for the glove.
Out of play and a quick 0-2. With Alexi Ramirez to follow. On the ground, and this time it's Duffy to his left. He's going to throw him out.
Well, I mean, those are the kind of nights that'll start to talk to yourself a bit if you're a big league hitter. You do everything right, and you get nothing. And I mean nothing for it.
Ramirez is struck out and he's bounced out to third. Just off the plate for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes.
That wasn't a ball. He just didn't get the call. I mean, that was a catcher's balk. Buster Posey got the ball anticipating for the call, and then he started his arm stroke back to the pitcher and stopped.
There's a strike. For the Giants in the 8th, they'll have Span, Tomlinson, and Duffy. Swing and a miss. 1-2.
Challenge fastball right out over the plate, just a bit above the belt. 91. And he really has him set up for a lot of things. Change up, break the ball in the dirt, fastball above the hands. A lot of ways he can get a strikeout here.
2-2.
So he goes with the changeup. And somehow Ramirez holds up his swing.
Look out. And that got Ramirez on the hand, I believe.
It did. Well, you always hold your breath when a guy gets hit in the hands.
He's got some protection on the elbow, but maybe not on the wrist. So things get very quiet here in the top of the 8th inning.
Is that one of those where you don't want to take off your bat glove?
I think so, Mike. I think this is on the more on the wrist. It's such a natural reaction where you throw up your hand to protect your face.
A 2-seam fastball.
And so it really is above that wrap that you hold your batting glove on, or maybe even right on top of that wrap.
Well, and the way Ramirez is built, I mean, he doesn't have a lot of padding there. I mean, not that any of us do, but and he had nowhere to go. I mean, just bore right in on him, and I mean, you're exposed when you fly that front shoulder. Your hands, I guess if you're lucky, are going to get hit. I mean, that could have been worse. It could have been a face shot.
So Ramirez is going to at least walk in the direction of first base. We'll see if he actually goes to first. See the acknowledgement between two guys that have faced each other a lot over the years. Well, not a lot, around 20 times.
Well, I mean, that's a lot. When you think about most of Johnny Cueto's career, it was with the Cincinnati Reds, and Ramirez's career was with the White Sox. You can see where he pointed. That's where it got him.
Amarista 0 for 2. His last at bat, he had a line drive right at Belt.
Well, that pitch was right above his hands too. The ball that he hit to Bell, and it was no soft liner either. He hit that ball well. So, is it bad? Stay away.
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Where guys that have competed against each other for a while now. Yep, we get it. 1-1 to Amarista. Amarista drives this one. Blanco's got to keep it from getting into Triple's alley. Ramirez to third. And Amarista with the second hit in the game. And now the Padres, for the first time, have a runner in scoring position tonight. Solarte is going to pinch hit.
Solarte just got off the disabled list. He had had a hamstring problem, as you see Javier Lopez very quickly heading down the Giants bullpen. Solarte had been the starting third base for the Padres.
So Cueto in trouble for the first time tonight, and it comes here in the 8th inning. John Jay is on deck, and that's why Javier Lopez is getting loose in the bullpen. So Cueto will pitch out of the stretch to Solarte. First pitch low and in. 1 ball and no strikes.
You know, the way and the rhythm that Johnny Cueto had, the cruise that he was going since really the first inning, it kind of got disrupted when he hit Ramirez. It took his concentration away.
2-0.
So now he's taking a bit of a walk, get to that rosin bag, refocus. As Hunter Strickland joins Javier Lopez, it's his second hump.
And that's foul. 2 balls and 1 strike. Ramirez at third. Amarista is at first. Inside 3-1.
Now that's completely away from the target, and he hasn't missed his target much tonight, but he has started to in these last 6 pitches. Lester Posey set that target on the outside corner at the knees. That came across the plate on the inside corner, perhaps a bit off the plate.
Foul again, so it's now 3-2. So Cueto staying in on the hands of Solarte.
Yeah, this is when you use your crowd. And believe me, Johnny Cueto's hearing it.
Got him! And that is going to end the inning. Cueto hits the inside corner. Here it is. Nothing.
Sportsnet Central tonight, right after the Giants post-game live, right here on CSN Bay Area. Brody Brazil, Kevin Cruz will report from St. Louis. Sharks were wonderful tonight. Day after reaction and analysis of Draymond's kick, and much, much more. Check it out right after the game. Sportsnet Central.
Here's Mauer to Span, and it's outside for a ball. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Your oil change tune-up and brake experts.
Take a look at the year so far for Mauer. 29 strikeouts in 22 innings. He's a hard thrower. He's also got curveball, slider, and a changeup, and he'll throw all his pitches. For Mauer, in 22 innings, he's allowed just 17 hits. The one blemish on the report card is 12 walks in those 22 innings. That's a lot.
Span trying to reach here in the 8th. And he'll take outside for a ball. Well, the history between Mauer and Denard Span, only one at bat, and Span's got a hit.
It's good history.
Up the middle. Ramirez spins and throws, and they got him. What a play.
Wow. That is the big leagues. Now keep in mind, you've got good speed going down the line with Span. He's not going to give Ramirez any room. It has to be perfect. And perfection indeed. Completely lays out to the left. 360s off the back leg and over the head of Amarista. Gets it over to Will Myers, and it's not even close. This is just defensive brilliance. And boy, what we have seen glove work wise the last, well, this whole homestand has been unbelievable. Both teams.
Joe Panik is going to hit. And he fouls it back. Tomlinson was 1 for 3. Duffy to follow. We're in the 8th inning. Two balls and a strike. Panik rolls this one to second. 2 outs. And here's Duffy.
Talk about the 4 pitches that Brandon Mauer will give you. I mean, he was a starter when he first got to the big leagues with the Seattle Mariners. And if you're going to start, I mean, you've got to have at least 3 movements. Most guys have 4 or 5 and sometimes 6 type of movements they can put on a baseball.
Duffy drives one to right. Kemp on the move. He's not going to get it. Kemp digs it out at 365, and Duffy's got a double.
Well, they tried to jam him in the outfield. Really moved 2 outfielders over to the right side, but they were playing a shallow set. And here he gets a high fastball at the belt, middle away, and he backspins it right over the head of Matt Kemp. So with 2 outs, he puts himself in score position here for Buster Posey. Nice at bat.
Yeah, remember, they've been playing Duffy towards the line, so Duffy really helped by that defensive alignment. Buster tonight is 0 for 3. He did hit a line drive right at Wallace in the 6th inning. His numbers against Mauer: in 5 at bats, he's got 2 hits, and they're both doubles.
Well, to set the defense in the outfield, you've got outstanding arms in the corner with Upton in left, Kemp in right, And it's not going to be Buster Posey who's going to get a chance to knock in Matt Duffy.
It's going to be Angel Pagan. And Pagan's only faced Mauer 3 times. He does have 1 hit in 3 at bats. Angel Pagan, a chance to give the Giants the lead.
And they're not showing him a lot of respect in the outfield in center and left. They're playing very shallow. And this with 2 outs. Upton and Jay left and right. Those are shallow sets.
In the dirt, knocked down by Norris, and it's a ball and no strikes.
That was not an easy block either. I mean, he just didn't have time to get a body in front of him. He sort of shortstops him to the backhand. Slider, scud.
Very shallow. You're right in right in Kemp. Pagan a half swing. It's 1 ball and 1 strike.
I mean, they are playing Pagan like he's a weak hitting pitcher right now, and I think they're gambling here a bit because of the score, 0-0, and the speed of Duffy at second base. Two outs. Duffy's going to get a good jump at second. Anything hit.
Rolled to second. Amarisa's got to hurry, and they just got him. And that'll end the inning. 9th inning coming up. Here in the 9th inning, here's Johnny Cueto. His start was a good one.
Well, and 5 strikeouts. The first one he gets Brett Wallace, and then Alexi Ramirez swinging. Drew Pomeranz was his 3rd victim. This was just a jam shot of Will Myers. There's the strikeout to Matt Kemp. That happened in the 7th inning, and here with all kinds of trouble around, he freezes Solarte, and here he is in the 9th inning. He has been masterful once again against these Padres.
I think we have an issue with Angel Pagan, because Bell just went in to get another glove, and Gillespie's at first.
Pagan has had his left hamstring be a little tender this whole week, and he was busting his tail down that line trying to beat out that ground ball. So indeed it is going to be Brandon Belt that goes out to left field. Hunter Pence, who did not play today, is having a little hamstring problem of his own on the right side.
So Belt is in left and Gillespie's at first, and John Jay is the hitter, and he's facing Cueto now for the 4th time. And this will be pitch number 100, and it's a called strike. Foul back. 0-2. First pitch wide, 1 ball and 2 strikes. On deck is Melvin Upton and then Matt Kemp. And this is a tomahawk foul down the left field line and out of play. This was Angel Pagan in the last at bat. So he started to slow up just a little bit at the very end.
Yeah, he had a little hitch in his giddy up, no doubt.
This is hit to Panic, who's into the game. To Gillespie, 1 out. Upton coming up.
Brad Hand, one of 3 lefties that the Padres have down their bullpen. He will pitch the 9th inning.
Swing and a miss. Cueto, you said Cruz, Ron, 90, 91, and in one of the fastballs he threw to John Jay got to 92. So at over 100 pitches, he still got it in his tank.
Well, we've seen him top out velocity rise at 95 this year. And it was in a 2-strike count. And he can add and subtract on all of his pitches. I mean, it's one of the things about him that makes him so special.
You have to be careful, though, with Melvin Upton. Got him.
That's perfection. 93-mile-an-hour fastball, and it comes in a 2-strike count. His highest velocity tonight. And he goes with a 2-seam fastball coming right back across the knees. Upton not agreeing that that ball hit across the plate. To no avail. Strikeout number 6.
Here's Kemp. Kemp got the first hit of the game for the Padres in the 4th. He's 1 for 3. By the way, I do want to mention the glove drive that we asked our Giants fans to donate on Saturday at the ballpark, and the totals aren't final. As Kemp swings and misses, 1 ball and 1 strike. But so far, over 700 gloves have been donated, and over $33,000 have been donated.
Which, at $10 a glove, that's an additional 3,300 gloves.
swing and a miss. 1-2.
After that, change up.
Anyway, thanks to our fans. They always come through, and they're not done yet. So thank you from all of us. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Fans on their feet. Two and 2.
Tried one more changeup just to stay in shape down the dirt to see if Kemp would chase. Well, 3 changeups in a row. It definitely sets up something hard up and in.
And now a full count.
4 changeups in a row.
Bruce Bochy does not want to have to get Johnny Cueto here in the 9th. Hit on the ground to Duffy. He's not going to have to do it. Side retired. Cueto, as he always does, he takes his hat off. He puts it into his glove, and now he's going to watch Belt, Crawford, and Blanco try to score a run. New pitcher for the Padres when it's time for a change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up in brake experts.
Brad Hand, the new pitcher now for the Padres, and this will be the 21st time he's come in. 22 and a third innings. He struck out 28. Great stuff. Only 16 hits allowed. The blemish again, 14 walks in those 22 innings. So he can get a wild hair up his nose. You're going to see a low to mid-90s fastball with a curveball, slider, and a changeup. And he'll throw him.
So Belt will lead things off. Belt is 0 for 3. Overshift is on. But Ramirez is playing a tight third base.
Well, I think you have to because of the history that Belt has had. He will occasionally bunt. And you just can't give up an easy automatic leadoff hitter in a 9th inning, nothing game.
Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike. Belt waves at a breaking ball, 1 and 2, and now Ramirez goes back to his position at short. Crawford to follow. Belt, a little pop up into center field, and a base hit. And Ramirez kicks it around and then fires it into Amarista. And Belt is aboard. Nothing more like a bloop to make you feel better.
Well, it makes you start to believe again. And to hit that bloop to lead off an inning, that's even better yet.
Is that a pretty good looking line?
Well, 2 hits allowed. Those are your base runners. No walks. Well, he did hit a guy. He hit Alexi Ramirez. So 3 runners allowed. And just 1 in scoring position the whole night. That happened at the top of the 9th.
So here's Crawford. Crawford, like Belt, is 0 for 3 tonight. Crawford's history, just 2 at-bats. He's 0 for 2.
Two good breaking balls to get quickly on top of Crawford.
Belt with a short lead. Norris setting up way off the plate, and Crawford waves at it, and he's gone.
3 pitches, 3 breaking balls, and I mean 3 good ones.
Well, here's Blanco, who's walked 3 times tonight.
Take a look at the slider. He's got count leverage. 0-2 as it gives you a chance to sweep one wide, go down the dirt, see if he chases. And I'm sure that Trigger Blanco is going to see a lot of breaking balls as well.
Hunter Pence has grabbed a bat, so he's on deck. And a strike. So Hand is now throwing strikes after Belt reached by way of a base hit.
Good breaking ball. And the guys on the left side are freezing on it.
He's riding it, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. And now he's on top of Blanco 0-2, just like he was with Crawford. So look for something down below the strike zone.
A ball and 2 strikes.
And that was the same breaking ball he threw Brandon Crawford. And with a 1-2 count, I mean, he's got a chance to throw it again another couple times. And this is when you just have to grind as you're a hitter. You hear that word used a lot around baseball on a daily basis, but this is no better way to describe it. It's short, fight off good stuff. Hope that he makes a location mistake. Be there to capitalize.
And one of the few fastballs we've seen from Hand, and Blanco lifts it foul. Hunter Pence. On deck, Belt at first. He opened up the inning with a bloop single to center field. This is playable for Wallace. 2 outs. Pence. Pence did not play Saturday or Sunday against the Cubs. He too has had a hamstring issue.
He really tried to lobby his way into the lineup tonight. He wasn't initially scheduled to be in the lineup, but as batting practice went on, he's trying to make a case for himself. But I think the Giants all agreed to give him one more day so he has a chance to play tomorrow. But here he is with a chance to send home everybody happy.
And he wicked cut in a foul out of play.
Or he can send home everybody happy. Or everybody home happy. Something like that.
Yeah, we get it. Belt with a good lead now. And he popped it up. Kemp's got to go a long way, so it's Amarista, and it's going to fall, and here comes Belt, and this game is over. I do not believe it. Unbelievable.
That is unbelievable.
And Johnny Cueto is going to get a win. Kemp was playing very deep. So then it was up to Amarista, who couldn't get it.
All right, time now for our play of the game. It's brought to you by Honda. Well, Johnny Cueto, 2 hits allowed, 1 hit batsman, 6 strikeouts, only 1 runner in score position the whole night. They had, in his 10th start, the Giants have now won 9. Let's take a look at the hit that ended it. You can see how deep the Kemp was playing. It was a long run for him. He looked for help. Amarista looked for help. They kicked it away. And with 2 outs, Brandon Belt had a great jump. He scores all the way from first, and everybody goes home happy.
The kick at the very end is what did it. Cueto's thinking, I may have one here. Don't hurt yourself.
Well, if you're going to have a good year, you have to have breaks like that. But he sure pitched like a champion tonight.
Belt is on the move once it's hit, and now you really got to go. So kick it in, Brandon. All right, final score. Giants 1. Padres nothing. Unbelievable. Thanks for joining us. Stay tuned. Giants post-game live with interviews in the wrap starts right now.